Howdy folks, welcome back to the channel. And things keep happening around here, but we're not actually here to talk about that, and we're also not here right now to talk about this little guy. Nope, actually we're here to talk about this. Oh yeah. Yep, I went and did it again. What we have here is a 1994 Ford F-350. 1-ton, 4-wheel drive, obviously. First year, 7.3 Powerstroke. I've been after one of these things for a couple years now, and I really like my IDIs. The 6.9 and 7.3 IDIs, they've always done me good. I love them. But I've been after a little more power and a little more, you know, a bit stronger running truck for towing and whatnot, because, well, I like to, you know, buy heavy things. So this guy just popped up this afternoon, and I literally just drove it home, and I just shut off the key and turned on the camera. So this is exactly how I bought it. This thing belonged to a Bible camp, actually, and they've owned it since 2000. They bought it from Arco, the oil company that works up north. So this is actually a North Slope truck, or a fleet truck. Obviously, you might tell by the number and the spotlight. That's usually how you can tell. So she's a little greasy. You can see the door panel's a little worn down, torn out. The bottom's not really attached. They broke off this handle at one point and did the old replace it with a bullnose one trick. This and that little doodad. We got a fuse down here. 5-speed, of course. This thing has, and I couldn't believe it. Gotta find my key. Now if I can't make the key work, did I break my new truck? Okay, I got it. $133,000 original miles. You can look at the pedals down there. I'd believe it. We'll see if she'll start. It needs glow plugs pretty bad. It doesn't want a cold start for the folks that sold it to me. Trailer brake controller. We'll shut her off there for a moment. Give you guys the rest of the tour. The folks up on the slope like these door straps to keep the doors from overextending, which I don't mind. It's pretty nice. So the flatbed back here, you might have noticed, she's got a flip-up gooseneck ball, which is rad. I don't have a gooseneck trailer or access to one, but someday that's going to become really handy. Unfortunately, the headache rack is cracked down here, and you can watch it flop. But I've already got a plan. I'll clean that up, weld this back up, and then I'll do a kicker down to hold this thing up a little better. Old wonton dually, obviously. He said these tires were older than 6 years old, so hopefully they hold on for a little while longer. They're getting some cracks in the tread and a little bit on the sidewalls, but you know, the great thing about a dually is 2 up front, 4 in the back. I got 2 spares always. She's got dual tanks, some jerry-riggery going on with this flatbed. We have these ball valves, so when you're filling the tanks, you can shut one off and only fill 1 tank at a time. I think that's just absolutely insane, but whatever. That's interesting. The truck's a 1994, but that's a 1996 part number. So it's got newer, they replaced the parking brake cables at some point in time. Parking brake works. The ABS light was flashing on my drive home. I thought that was interesting. It needs a carrier bearing, but low miles, so the transmission's absolutely cherry. Transfer case is pretty mint. full trailer setup for me, all the goods. Old UPS guy dropping off parts that were supposed to be here last week. Tell me about it. So we just got to build her a set of racks to go all the way around, and I'll have myself a pretty sassy flatbed here. I'm absolutely pumped about this thing. This thing's the really long frame, so it's got, I think they're a 10-foot bed. I'd have to measure, I don't remember, but it's the longer bed. It's not stock, you know, and the rear axle's really close to the back. You might have noticed on the door over there, but she needs hinge pins, which is pretty normal with these things. Just an XL base model stuff. I can't complain. The XL being a base model makes these things super simple to work on, to find parts for. You never have electric windows to worry about. The old hand crank will never let you down. Let's pop the hood and give you guys a gander at the goods. So being a 1994 first year for the Powerstroke, these actually have the IDI style radiator, which I prefer this style radiator. They're just bare bones simple. It sounds dumb, but I'm not really a fan of the expansion tank, and well, I couldn't give you a direct reason why. I just like simpler things. Down under here, pretty standard 7.3. Obviously it's missing the whole big engine cover, which I don't really mind that much. But she's got brand new batteries in it. They were just installed in May of this year, so I mean, we're gold. Good old Interstates. Brand new battery cable ends. The grounds look like they're brand new. The positive cable's old, it looks like. Yep, that's exactly what it looks like. Pretty stock Powerstroke. It's got, I noticed a little bit of fuel down in the valley, so I'm not entirely sure what's up with that, if it's the pedestal leaking or what. I'll need to brush up on my Powerstroke facts to really dive into this thing, because I have never really turned a wrench on one of these trucks. I've only really, you know, heard about them, seen them. My family has quite a few of them, but I've never had to work on them that much. So I'll have to figure out what's up with the glow plugs, because they said that they'd had to ether it for a little while, and they seemed pretty modest with the ether, which is good. And the truck wasn't ether locking or anything like that, nothing bad. So I'm kind of curious what's up with that, but we'll figure it out. I got this thing for an absolute song, a real steal for a low miles, 1-ton dually, 4-wheel drive, 5-speed. Yeah, I'm super pleased right now. Now that I'm looking at it, the pedestal there almost looks newer, but I need to look a little better. Just got the stock downpipe and everything. This thing is pretty bare bones. Not a whole lot's been done to it, because not a whole lot has had to be done to it. Old turn signal lens is cracked. I just noticed, I didn't notice this before, but looks like they were backing up over something low and dented the roof with the spotlight. So that's not really cool, but you know, what are you gonna do? The brakes are a little squishy and the ABS light is on too, but that's fixable. Fella said that the water pump went out like 3 years ago. He was driving the truck and the water pump went out, and he took it back and their mechanic had it done in no time. Their old mechanic loved these things, so he knew quite a bit about them and kept up with it. It's just been in the last year or so that it started having the glow plug issue. So I'm not worried about it. New glow plugs and a relay, and this thing will be back up to snuff. Stock air cleaner housing. I see that air cleaner in there is pretty scungy, so I'll need to replace that. Yeah, right now I'm just making that mental checklist of every little thing that I'm gonna have to do here. I did drive this thing home, and I could drive it to work pretty consistently just as is, but I'd like to do a few things to it, make sure it's really up to snuff to drive. The other thing that's I'm not excited about, but it's just kind of par for the course with these old OBS trucks. Never mind whoever's mowing the lawn at the ungodly hour of like 6 p.m. Steering column plumb wore out. was talking to Backyard Alaskan because, you know, he's got his 94 and he's done a ton of work to it. And he said these things are almost more of a pain to dive into than they are to just replace the whole column. But I might try and dive into this one, see if I can't fix that issue, because that was kind of annoying on the drive home. She's got the fuel switches busted out of there. I noticed when I test drove it that the that switch is the high idle, and we don't know what that one does, so I could figure that out. Stock Ford radio. She's got the base model. You might have noticed the air conditioning compressor delete pulley up under the hood. It's just pretty bare bones stuff here. This seat isn't super comfortable because it's missing the padding, obviously. But yeah, these North Slope trucks, they do a lot of idling. So this thing definitely has more hours on it idling than it does anything else. Looks like they added a couple wires, probably for some radios, and then another one for that spotlight. That's pretty standard. What's this little... There's a, like, wood screw stuck in there. That's cool. But, yeah, I'm gonna get this thing pimped out over the next few weeks, and I'll start driving this thing. And I'm gonna work on my black IDI. You guys know that truck. I'm gonna work on that thing a little bit, get it a little bit nicer than it has been, and then I'm gonna boot that thing to the curb. I'm gonna sell it. It's a good truck, but I just don't need to. And if there's anything I need done and this thing can't do it, that IDI definitely isn't gonna do it. The only thing that IDI has got going for it is mechanical, engine, and it'll last forever. And this thing will probably run me through the ringer with sensors and whatnot as I dive into it. But like I say, par for the course with one of these old girls. But anyways, just thought I'd show off the new rig to the YouTube land. Figured you guys might enjoy it. Hopefully you'll enjoy future videos and shenanigans with this thing. And yeah, I thought it was funny, the fuel filler's there. It's just interesting. I had to put some fuel in it when I drove it home, and it fills nice. Fuel went to the tank. Fuel gauge works, so I don't know. I guess if it works, just leave it alone. So anyhow, hopefully you guys enjoyed the new jalopy. You'll be seeing this old girl a little bit, and hopefully I'll get a heavy trailer, and we can tow home some mint stuff with this old Powerstroke. So anywho, thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. We'll catch you guys on the next one.